It's hard to believe that there is nobody who's discussing how absolutely ridiculously good this Sona comp is. What's up, you knuckleheads? It's Josh here, and today we are talking some teamfight tactics. Patch 12.15 dropped just a couple of days ago, and this will be the second to last patch before the mid-set update. That means you just have a few more patches in order to climb to that desired rank, so if you want to gain some elo, not to worry, I am here with the aggregated TFT tier list for patch 12.15. This is a tier list based off the aggregated data from these 6 websites, ranking the best units, items, and traits in TFT, as well as the professional opinions of these 3 high elo TFT players. So rather than listening to the advice of just one high elo player or website, you can be rest assured that this TFT tier list is taking into account all the different sources of information and giving you what most people believe is generally the best comps, units, and strategies going forward. And as you can see, there has not really been that much of a shift from the 12.14 tier list. Dragon comps are still the most OP, with Geode, Deja, Ao Shin, Siphon, and Aurelian Soul still dominating the top of the table. And that makes sense, these are some of the strongest units in the game, but they're also some of the most risky ones to go after in the game. You're going to have to really push to 8 and hope that you get lucky to make these comps work. They're not as reliable, but if you can hit them, then they are the strongest. Aside from that, you can see that Shyvana shot up the tier list from last patch. She was F tier, but now after her rework, she is now up into B tier, and I think she might climb even higher than that once people kind of realize how overpowered she is. Guild Assassin Talon is another comp that shot up the rankings from last patch. Even though he didn't get any direct buffs or nerfs, it seems like guilds overall are doing pretty well this patch, but other than that, there's not much that is now really strong that wasn't that strong last patch. Something that was very strong in 12.14 that has actually gotten a lot worse in 12.15 is actually Rebel Corki. He dropped from the B tier all the way down to the D tier. In fact, he's not even most often featured in Revel comps anymore. In 12.15, Corki's best comp is actually a Whisper comp with Siphon as second carry. So from this tier list, here are 3 distinct comps that you can use to run and get yourself a lot of LP this patch. First up is Tempest Ao Shin. Now this has been strong for a while now, so if you've been playing TFT in set 7, you probably know the basics of it, but it's Ao Shin in the back corner. Maximize the build with Shojin and Archangels so that he gets a lot of mana, and a lot of mana reef fund so he can get more and more and more. Pair him with a decent front line that's built around Ornn, and you're pretty set. Now you can get the mage hat on him and go a mage build that is perfectly viable. For this comp though, it is more highly rated and a little bit more stable because you're not risking having to get that mage cap. And there's also the possibility that you flex it into a Jade comp if you're not able to hit a Namzi, so you can build around champions like Nico, Soraka, and so on. But the build for Ao Shin is basically the same. As far as the augments go, almost anything goes for Ao Shin. If it relates to Tempest or Mage Hat or Jade, it can work for Ao Shin, but primarily I think you want augments that will help get you to that level 8 or 9 quicker, or give you a better chance at getting that Ao Shin. Augments like Rich Get Richer or High-End Shopping will help give you that extra chance, so you can hit that Ao Shin early on. Next up, we have a slow roll Astral comp based around Alawi and Varus. This comp's been popular for quite a while as it's usually uncontested, and with the Astral trait, it's very easy to hit that Varus Alawi 3-star early on. This comp also takes advantage of the Namzi frontline, as well as having the flexibility to go 4 swift shots if you so desire, or perhaps transition to Aurelian Soul if you somehow manage to miss the 3-star. For this comp, Varus is going to be your main carry, but Alawi is kind of the centerpiece. You really want to make her as tanky as possible to be that beefy frontline, while Namzi can do some damage in the back as well as Varus. The standard defensive items for Alawi and the standard attack speed items for Varus are the standard way to go, but Intercosmic Gifts for any Astral reroll comp is probably the way to go, as well as press the attack to boost Varus's power. And finally, the comp that absolutely nobody is playing, but is actually kind of sleeper OP, Mage Sona. This comp's a bit of a jack-of-all-trades sort of comp. It has a lot of flexibility. You can kind of go into Revels, you can go into 5 Mage. If you get 2 Mage caps, you can flex with Aurelian Soul as well. But the biggest advantage of Mage Sona is actually the fact that it's just plain uncontested. you're usually going to be able to hit 2-star Sona pretty easily, and if you really go for it, you can hit 3-star Sona. And with Morella Namicon, she can do a ton of damage with her ultimate, and she is, in my opinion, one of the most undervalued units in teamfight tactics. But for this comp, Mage Cap is an absolute necessity, so any augment that's going to help you get that, like Mage Crest or Earth Grab Bag, it's going to be absolutely necessary. You really can't run this comp without Mage Cap, unlike Aurelion Sol and Ao Shin, who can both be carries even if you don't have the Mage Cap. So there you go, those are 3 comps that you can play in TFT Patch 12.15. Now I may do a more in-depth breakdown of either this or some other comps if this video does well, so hit the like button if that is the case. If you want more information about how to play in TFT Set 7, maybe you haven't been playing recently, I got a video on that right here, and until next time, I'll catch you later, knuckleheads. Peace!